Hey, just a quick video today. I'm here in North Vancouver looking out behind me, skyline of Vancouver. Pretty cool art behind me, and I'm thinking of doing a really long exposure. It's really bright out. I forgot my circular polarizer. Really wish I had it because some parts of the photo might be overexposed. But I'm thinking about doing a really long exposure, black and white, because it's just too bright to have colors pump. And just gonna set my camera up here. I brought my Gorilla Pod. I'm not gonna haul around my full-size tripod to work, and so I'm just gonna set it up here and see what I can get. And then later at home I'll stitch everything together and see what we get out of it. Okay, so we're back, and I think it went pretty well. I took about 4 images. So what I want to show you is, normally I don't shoot landscapes in the middle of the day. The light is just too harsh, and it's just not nice. You get overexposed part in your image, colors are really flat, and it just doesn't work. But I do want to try and make something out of it. I just want to show you that maybe you don't have much time in the day. I only had 45 minutes for lunch, so I just went out quickly, took a few pictures, I even did some videotaping around it, and I was all done within 45 minutes. So now I've put everything through Lightroom, Photoshop, and I just want to show you the results and kind of go over the images and what problems I face with shooting in a really bright, middle of the day setup. So be sure to check out my website, and yeah, let's take a look. Here we go, Lightroom. So this is one of the images I shot. As you can see, the light is pretty harsh here. The colors aren't great. It's just not like a really appealing image. That's okay, but nothing I would get excited about. So what I thought is, the colors aren't great. There's not much interest in there. So I've transformed this into a long exposure to really get these clouds nice and soft and separate it from the foreground. I'm really looking for contrast because that's the only thing you can get out of an image like this. And so I really like the black of this metal artwork here in the front, and then I want to blow out the sky by long exposure, turn it into black and white, see what we can get. So here is the image after I process it in Lightroom, and it's a little better, but still not much. Like I really want to have a contrast between the sky and foreground, this artwork, and the city skyline. So after processing it through Photoshop, I used for this image, I think I used about 30 images. The other images I used even more images. I shot I think around 50 for the other ones during a 3 or 4 minute time span, and that's why you get those clouds really blown up. So here you can really now see that the sky is separated from the foreground, from the city, from this artwork, and it creates a really interesting image. And there's still lots of contrast in the sky too, between the white of the clouds, the dark parts of the clouds, and the blue sky. I really wish I had brought my circular polarizer. I forgot to put it in my bag, but that would definitely help during a shoot in the middle of the day. You really kill those highlights, get some more contrast in there, and even when you're in summer, you're doing a trip, you're going out and about, a polarizer filter does kill those highlights, and the colors will get better too. This instance it's black and white, so it doesn't matter, but it would be nice if we had these highlights a little bit dimmed down. So I like this composition, the artwork here in the front, and then the clouds kind of exploding in the background, really softening it out. And let's see, I did another one with this artwork in the back, so we did this shot straight on with the clouds in the background, and here in the middle you kind of peek through onto the city. And this is after processing in Lightroom, and you already see more of a contrast of this artwork in front of the clouds. And then after stitching all these images together, I think about 50 during a 3 minutes time span, as I said, you really get that separation. And yeah, it's cool. I think this artwork represents the mountains. They're on the other side, you can't see them. But I think it's really typical for Vancouver, the clouds, the city skyline, the mountains. And I think this one really turned out nice. You got the separation, as I said, you get that high, thick contrast that I really like. And yeah, I think it turned out really great. I did 2 more shots. Here, one of a pier within the background. Same thing, city, sky. Same thing here. Really, you can see here that the colors are faded. The light on the city is kind of boring, so it really doesn't matter to keep that detail in the skyline. It's better to just have it mostly black, because there's not much contrast with this light. So here's the image, really thick blacks, really contrasty, and again, after stitching all the photos together in Photoshop, you really blow that sky out and separate the foreground from the background. And here I really like it, the city stands out more, this pier with this little house or whatever it might be in the foreground. It's really nice against the background. The only problem I had with this image is that I took a little bit too long between each image. It was pretty windy and the clouds were moving pretty fast. So I took a little bit too long in between each image, and the sky, after I stitched it all together in Photoshop, it looked kind of choppy, it wasn't all fluent. So what I did, I had to use, I think it was motion blur in Photoshop, and blur out the sky a little bit more. And I think it turned out pretty good. I like to have it in camera right away, properly done. But this turned out good. It looks pretty natural. Looks like you just did a really long exposure using a bunch of ND filters, and I think it really turned out nice. Yeah, that's another thing. Normally you wouldn't get this type of image in like a really bright day. You just can't stop your camera down and get a long exposure during daylight unless you use really dark ND filters like an ND 1000. I don't have any of those filters. They're pretty pricey, and this way it works out for me. So I'm using images taken over a 3-4 minute time span, stitch them all together so you actually kind of imitate a long exposure. And yeah, as I keep saying, I really like the result. It really sets the foreground from the background. I really like it. I really like the soft sky. And I did one more vertical, really going for the clouds, and yeah, mostly clouds, and just in the foreground a little bit the pier and the skyline. And in the end, I've ended up like this. Really like it. It really seems like the sky explodes. It's really soft. Again, the city skyline really pops out from against the background, and yeah, just a really cool image. I'm really happy. This is the first time I did these types of images, and I think yeah, it's great. It's I will definitely gonna do it more often. You can't always have your camera ready at the right location at sunset or sundown. So if you are wanting to shoot in the middle of the day, you have a really cool landscape, the clouds are doing cool stuff, you can always try this technique and make something really cool, and I think it's kind of artsy, so yeah, I'm really happy with it. So that's it for today. Hope I could teach you something. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. I'll find you. Enjoy, have a good day.